Hi friends, happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, April 21st, and we are going to continue right on with our learning. I am so excited to learn with you today. I'm going to share my screen so you can see our PowerPoint. Let's see, here we go. Let me just put this into a full screen mode and we can get started. So friends, today we are going to be doing Module 3, Unit 2, Lesson 7. It is Tuesday, April 21st, 2020. And the purpose of today's lesson is we are going to do a new scientific drawing. So this is the one, if you remember, that I did yesterday. I even labeled it drawing number 1. It's not perfect, but today, friends, we're going to do another one, and we're only going to focus on shapes and relative sizes. So like how big the head is to how big the wings are, or how big the wings are to how big the abdomen is. Okay, so we're going to look at actual sizes and see how they relate to each other. And also, friends, we are going to decide, we're going to play a game. It's called Keep or Toss on information that connects to our guiding question. Okay, so we have 2 different learning targets today. Our first learning target is I can organize research notes to find the most important information about bees. That's our keep and toss game. And then, friends, you are going to create and label a scientific drawing of a bee. You can either take a picture of it and send it to me after today's lesson, or we can look at it tomorrow during our Zoom crew meeting. Okay, so I'm excited to get started, and I hope you are as well. I just talked about what we're going to be doing, so let's go. Okay, guys, so we are going to be looking at the poem again about pollination. So it's pollination time. And in this poem, we are missing some words. So let's see. It says black and blank bees spot flowers to go land. Well, black and furry or black and playfully? Which word do you think would go into that box? Because remember, friends, an adjective describes a noun, and an adverb describes a verb, a doing. So let's read this poem together. Remember, friends, we came up, this is the version number 2. So some of the words are a little bit different, but we'll make it work. So here we go. It's pollination time. It's pollination time. Hi ho, the bees all know it's pollination time. The bees all leave their hive and busily they go, buzzing to the garden to help the flowers grow. Black and furry bees spot flowers and they land. Quiet or carefully? Carefully slurping nectar from every part they can. A sticky pollen spot, a sticky pollen spot. The bee's hairy body is caked from bottom to top. The bees leave hungrily. The furry or wildly? The wildly bees they leave. Those bees big or quickly? Quickly zig and zag to every flower they see. It's pollination time. It's pollination time. Hi ho, the bees all know it's pollination time. Nice job, friends. So remember that the adjectives describe the noun and the adverbs describe the verbs. So we were filling in with adjectives because we're talking about the noun. So black and furry describes the bee's body. So that describes the noun, the bee. And then right here, we're talking about an adverb because slurping is the verb. It's the doing. So we're kind of all over here. Let's look at this one. The bees leave hungrily. The wildly bees. So we're describing the bees as being wildly. And then these bees, how do they move? How do they move? Do they move big or they move quickly? Well, they move quickly. So that the word quickly is an adverb. Okay, friends? Tricky, tricky. All right, so remember, friends, our guiding question is, how do pollinators help plants grow and survive? So today we are going to look at some research notes, and we are going to decide which research notes are important that we should keep, or which research notes are not so important and we should toss it. So we're going to play keep or toss. On Google Classroom, after this lesson, you are going to log in and you are going to be the judge of the information that we should keep, which is important, or the information that we should toss, which isn't important, okay? And I will help guide you through this. Remember, friends, researchers do a lot of things. They ask questions, they share and discuss ideas, they gather information from texts, they observe what they see and they record it. They use models to explain an idea. And then, friends, they take notes to collect information to answer a research question. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. I've already taken the notes for you, but some of my notes aren't very important. And you are going to be the judge as to if my notes, if they're all important, if only some of them are important, or if none of them are important. Only some of them are important. Okay, so here we go. So remember, friends, we talked about this yesterday. We talked about bees and why they're important, okay? And we created a focus statement. So our focus statement is, bees are pollinators that help plants grow and survive. That's true. They are pollinators and they do help plants grow and survive. So our guiding question, friends, is, how do pollinators help plants grow and survive? So based on what we have learned, do you think bees help plants grow and survive? Yes, of course they do. And how do we know? We know because we can see that their bodies are furry and that the pollen sticks to their fur. We know that bees have long tongues that go to the plant to get the nectar, but that the nectar, while they're trying to get the nectar, they're getting pollen all over them. We know that bees are very, very hungry and they travel from flower to flower, but while they're traveling from flower to flower, the pollen is falling off on them. And that's what's creating the pollination. So we're gonna play a game. So I hope you're excited because I'm excited. So our focus statement is, bees are pollinators that help plants grow and survive. Okay, now I'm going to read you sentence strips and you are going to decide if the sentence strip helps support our focus statement or if it doesn't help. Okay, so I'm going to read you the sentence strips and then you are going to log into Google Classroom and decide if yes, it does help, we're going to keep it, or if no, it doesn't help and we're going to toss it. So here we go. All right, so we're going to have a keep pile and a toss pile. And you're going to do this on Google Classroom after this lesson, okay? So my first sentence strip says yellow and black. Is that information that we should keep, or is that information that we should toss? Remember, friends, our focus statement is, bees are pollinators that help plants grow and survive. Bees are pollinators that help plants grow and survive. Does yellow and black support that? Long tongue, that's our next one, long tongue. Hairy bodies, that's our next one, hairy bodies. My next sentence strip says, carry pollen flower to flower. Is that important? What about collect nectar and pollen to eat? Is that important? Make honey. Does that support the bees are pollinators that help plants grow and survive? Live in hives. Some nest underground. Over 250 types of bees pollinate many fruit and vegetable plants. So friends, you are going to log into Google Classroom and you are going to decide if those sentence strips are keepers, if they're going to help you, or if they're tossers and they don't even connect to really what we're trying to research. I'm going to go back to our focus statement. Our focus statement says bees are pollinators that help plants grow and survive. So which of these sentence strips supports that? So that's step one of your independent tasks today after today's lesson. And now we're going to get on to our next section. So what our other thing that we are going to be learning about, our next target, is I can create and label a scientific drawing of a bee. So here is drawing number 3 of the bee. Some of you already chose to do this as your first drawing yesterday, which is great. But today, friends, we are going to focus again on the shapes that we see. And then we need to think about what we need to add to our observational drawing, okay? So what shapes do you see? Well, let's see. I see like kind of like a squished circle, like a circle that was squished. So it's kind of now oblong. It's kind of like that shape now. And then I see more of a like a rounded shape here in this area. And then this part, it's more like an oblong circle again. And then I see that the legs, there are almost 2 sections here. And here I see almost 3 sections. I see that the antenna goes one way and then it darts the other way, and same over here. And I see that the wings are kind of going up a little bit. That's a lot of things to observe, okay? So here it is a little bit closer. I am going to again try to share my screen. So let's move, oh no. Oh, that might work. Let's see. Okay. Let's bring this down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to try to draw what I see. I don't know why this isn't working. Let me exit out of that. Let me try to pull it up fresh, friends. Maybe I got confused. I hope it works. Oh, hello. Okay, great. Yep, back in business. Okay, so I am going to move this over here a little bit, hopefully. Come on. Awesome. Okay, here's my paper. And on the screen, friends, you can see the bee that I'm trying to draw. Remember, friends, today I need to focus on the shapes that I see, but also what they are relative to the other sizes of the body parts, okay? So I know that I need to draw my head, and that my head has 2 eyes and 2 antennas that come out of it, okay? But friends, I see that this bee's head, it's kind of oblong. So it kind of goes more like that. It's like a squished. And out of it, I see the eyes, okay? And then I see, let's see, I see an antenna. It goes like that. And then I see another antenna on the other side that goes like that, okay? And then from this, I see that this part of the body kind of loops like that. And then this part, the abdomen, is more rounded. So he kind of loops like that. And then I see that there's some leggies. It looks like this leg kind of comes up here. And he goes like that. And then he goes like that. And then I see another one up here, kind of like that. And then I see that there's this beautiful wing. And now I'm noticing that it's not so much of a triangle as it is more like a round thing like that. And I see the other one over here, just like the tip of it. I'm going to draw it over there. I think that's pretty much what I see, but I'm not done yet because I need to label my drawing, okay? So I'm going to show you how I would label this drawing. And again, I'm going to do it in a different color so that you don't get confused about what I did and what you see. So here are my antenna, okay? Here's my head. Here's my eye. Here's my wing. Here's my leg, okay? This, friends, is called the thorax. This is called the abdomen. Just like that. And I think those are all that I see. Friends, notice that I'm not focusing on the flower to draw right now. I'm just focusing on the bee, okay? So I'm gonna come back over here and I'm gonna make this big again, hopefully. So friends, you can pause the video here and you can use this picture as your reference for your scientific drawing today. So remember, notice that the sizes of the parts that you see, okay? So we know about the shapes, but now we need to use the shapes in relation to the other sizes of the body, okay? So friends, your learning targets today in review were: I can organize research notes to find the most important information about bees, your keep it or your toss, and then you can create and label a scientific drawing of a bee. So right now you're gonna go onto Google Classroom, you're gonna play keep or toss with the information of the sentence starters, and then you are going to create your second scientific drawing of a bee using photograph number 3. So if you already did photograph number 3, we're going to do it again today in our lesson. And you can show it tomorrow at our crew meeting on Zoom. I love you all. Thanks for learning with me. Bye.